All right, everybody, it is 2 o'clock. Thank you all for joining us. My name is Zach Peterson. I'm with the Training and Communications team here in the Office of Information Technology. And today we're going to go over the basics of using Appspace, our digital signage system here on campus. And I'm joined today by my colleague Ian Aberly, who will show us the basics of getting started in Appspace, putting up actual content for the digital displays around campus. So before we get started, I just want to let you know this will be around a 30-minute webinar. It is the basics, so it's hopefully will be sometime a little less than that so we can give a little more of your day back to you, but it is scheduled for 30 minutes. If you do have any questions during this particular webinar, there should be a Q&A button on your webinar software. If you'll click on that and type in the question, I'll go ahead and look at it while you are watching the webinar, and we're probably going to try and save all the questions for the end of the webinar. So if we don't answer it right off the bat, we'll go ahead and answer it near the end. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Ian, and we'll learn about Appspace.
Thank you, Zach. So thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Today, we're going to be talking, like Zach said, about Appspace for beginners. We're going to start off with just kind of getting the content created for our digital sign so that it's all ready, and then we'll create a sign application to run on the Appspace players that we have around campus. So we'll look at both doing Photoshop and PowerPoint as the source for our signs. And then if you have more advanced needs and stuff like that, beyond the basics, we'll be doing later this month a Appspace for designers, where we'll talk about actually pulling in things like widgets and stuff like that to some more advanced topics. So to get started here, what I'd like to tell you all is you can use any image for your digital sign. The standard resolution is 1080p, or if you're creating something in Photoshop, it would be 1920 by 1080. Those would be the numbers you'd want to put in for your new document. And for anybody who's sharing content with you, that would be the preferred size for that image to go up on your digital sign. So if anything you write down today, this would be it, the 1920 by 1080. To get started, to create that document, if you're going from Photoshop, you just say new, and you have the default sizes here, but you can just go ahead and pull down to pixels here. Just type in 1920 and 1080 at 72 pixels per inch. Go ahead and click OK. And there's your new content content area for creating your slide. So if you wanted to go ahead and create something for your slide, this is not a Photoshop class, but I just want to show you here real quick. And make that font a little bigger. There we go. And then you would just go File, and you can either say Export as a ping image, or if you prefer the legacy one, where you can at least kind of see what the sizes are and see how it would look with different settings, you can choose those here and then just hit Save. I'm just going to save this to my desktop. There we go. Quick and easy, just like that. Now, if you are using PowerPoint to create your slides, in this case, I've created a new PowerPoint presentation. You just want to go ahead and make sure that your slide that you've created is a widescreen slide, as opposed to having it as a traditional 4:3 slide. So you can see this is much wider than the typical, but if you go to File, New, and you can see most of these are all the more widescreen format, you'll be safe with any of those selections. So from PowerPoint, if you create your slides, and I've worked with many people on campus, and this seems to be a popular way for creating content for their digital signs, you can easily just take this presentation here and then just do a file, save as, and I'm going to just say to the desktop. There we go. And the trick here is to pull down to choose either a JPEG or PNG file and then save. In this case, I would want all slides, not just the one. And that's done. So let me go ahead and minimize that. I can minimize that. And if we look at my desktop folder, I should have, there's my demo slide. And then in my Appspace demo is my 4 slides that I'll bring into my Appspace demo. To begin, for Appspace, all you have to do is just go to appspace.smu.edu. You'll get the sign-in window here. The trick, I'm going to say, I said one thing I'd write down. This would be the second thing. There's actually 2 things I'd write down. Second thing, the login for Appspace, unlike most of our other systems, is smu.edu/your ID number. Helps out the right number of characters there. And then just type in your normal SMU password. And I'm in. Now, if you don't have access to the digital sign in your area, you can have one of your supervisors request that by just submitting a help ticket or sending an email to help@smu.edu. Once they have requested your permission, we'll go in, we'll add you to the Appspace, create an account, and you will be sent an invitation from the Appspace server. If you do not accept that invitation, you will not be able to log in. But you will get that little invite, and then you can go ahead and log in. Once you're in, if you're not by default put into your zone, you can change that to click on the Appspace here. I just need to browse to where I will be working today, which is in our demo area. And right now you see that I have 0 signs. So I'm going to actually click this little plus here to create a new sign. If you do already have a sign that's up and you're working in Appspace, if you just click the signs button here, this will also give you a display showing you all the signs that are available in your network. In my case, I have nothing. So again, I can just click this little plus to create a new sign application. Now I'm going to start off with the basic sign. Just going to call it basic demo. We have an option here for orientation. You have the option between landscape or portrait. All of our signs on campus are in landscape mode, which means it is wider than tall. In a few areas, such as dining services or the athletics, there are some that are mounted in portrait orientation, where it is taller than wide. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. It's going to go ahead and build the sign application. There we go. And I can add content just by clicking this little plus. And if I already have stuff that is in my library, I can select it here. What I want to do is I'm going to click on demo here. And you'll see I have just one little slide here in my demo area. I'm going to click upload local though. I'm going to select the files. I'm going to click on my desktop. And I will select these 4 files. Click open. Those will begin to upload. I can then you can see down here when I do that, they're automatically added to my selected media. Click apply, and they're added to my layout. Now, they're not quite in order, so I can actually drag them into the right order that I want them. That one doesn't make a difference to me whether it's 4 or 3, but I can still drag that up there if I wanted. And that's the basic one. So once my player is set to look at this one, it will automatically begin playing these slides just like it would if you're playing it as PowerPoint in the presentation mode. It'll go from one slide to the next. So this is the basic one. Very simple, very easy. Now, if you wanted to reuse some of this content, you will find those slides have all been added to your library. Now, I showed you earlier that my demo folder was empty, except for that one slide, and you see there's still just that one slide. If I click on my unassigned folder here, though, you'll notice that all those slides should be appearing here. Now, it's going to take a while. I have something like 3,000 assets in this unassigned folder, but there we go. So there's those 3 slides. Now, you can understand from a asset management standpoint, just having everything in this unassigned folder is probably not the best place to have it. So if you go through the method we just did where we're at the layout level and we're adding the slides, they get automatically just dumped into the unassigned folder. If you want to be a little more careful and a little more organized about your slides and your media, you can see over here in your My Library folder that I've created several folders based on content and areas. So if I come back to my demo folder, I can use that. I can actually create a new folder within that folder. And call that one Basic Demo. There we go. And now if I was going to upload content, I can click upload here or click the plus here. Both will work. I'm going to say upload local file. I'm going to select my files here. There we go. Those have been uploaded. Ding, ding, ding. Close the window. And you can see those are now in this much better organized folder. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and leave this folder here so that when we come back in a couple of weeks and we talk about Sitecore for designers, this folder will still be here so you can see how nicely things stay nice and organized. All right, so let's go back to our signs. So I'm just going to click on the hamburger menu, go to signs, and you'll see now I have the basic demo here. There we go, jumped one too far. So in my sign library here, I now have the basic demo here. Like I said, this one basically just plays every slide that you put up, no fancy anything, pure basic. We're going to create a what's called an advanced slide, or sorry, advanced sign. This one will allow you to do things like widgets and weather. We're not going to talk about those pieces today. We're just talking about the basics. But most, probably 95% of the sign applications on campus are using this style for their digital signs. But I just want to show you, if you just need something basic, that there's that basic one. If you want something where you have a little more control, that's what the advanced one is. So give this one a name. I'm going to choose just the blank landscape. It's going to give you a preview. There is no preview, it's just blank. So go ahead and click use this template. There we go. And if you click on the edit tab, this is where we can begin to add content. So over here in our sidebar, we have our layouts. Our layouts are kind of analogous to PowerPoint presentation slides. So you have a slide in your PowerPoint presentation, and on each one of those slides, you can have multiple items, or you can have just one item, whatever you want to do. This is the same thing. On each one of these layouts, you have the option to just put a single image, or you can actually put multiple media items on it. For our examples today, we're just going to do the one single image. So I'm going to go ahead and click the visual editor here to add content onto this. So there's my blank slide. I just click Add Media. I can then come to my demo folder and my demo basic. Select the slides I want, or just click select all there. Click Apply. It's going to go ahead and put them up in this little default window, but you can see we have area here on the bottom and on the sides. Everybody remember that number I told you earlier on? So if we just go ahead and type in that 1920 and 1080, we can actually fill up that entire space with our slides. Now, if I click on the properties here for the slideshow, you'll see that right now they're set to uniform. I can just go ahead and say fill. They're at 1920 by 1080, but they'll fill up that entire space. If you had some that were done as a 4:3, so the older PowerPoint slide format, what it'll do is it'll stretch it out to fill up the entire space so you don't have bars on the side. All right, if I click on the content, you can see the slides here. And again, you can move the slides into order. Those two were just out. And just move that one there. Then I click on appearance. I click apply to make those changes stick. And there we go. It should show you a preview of your slides. By default, they're set to transition every 12 seconds. Then I just go ahead and click save. All right. And there's our layout. So this sign is all ready to go. We can just apply it and to one of the sign players, and we'll be able to watch this up on our screen. Now, like I said, most people already have an application that is running. You can do this, and you would just go in to edit the one that's there. You would just click on the new layout, click the edit. If we go to properties, then we can then add and remove the slides as needed. So you would have to click on the content tab. That's where everything's housed. If you wanted to remove, say, slide 1, you just click remove, and it's gone. And then if you wanted to add a new slide, you can click add. Point to the slide that you want. There we go. Click apply. And there's your new slide. Again, you'll have to click on appearance and click apply and save. Once those saves is clicked, it'll take about 30 seconds, and then it will load the new slides onto your player. So you should see it, your player blink and then change. Now, if you want to just replace one, again, you can go to properties, content, and then just click replace. Point to the new slide. Save time, I'll just click that one. Again, appearance, click apply, and save. In about 30 seconds, your screen will update with the new slides. That's it. That's the basics of doing Appspace digital signs on campus. Like I said, most people are going to deal with a sign that's already there. You would just go ahead, upload your files through the library, and then go to your layout that already exists. In this case, this one here. click the visual editor, then click the properties for your slideshow, go to the content and change your content. If you have any questions or need help, of course, the help desk is always available at 214-768-HELP, or you can send an email to help@smu.edu, and they will be happy to assist you with your digital signs if you have any basic questions. But if we have, do we have any questions from people in the audience right now?
We actually do. Let me go ahead and I'll bring it up right quick. A viewer has asked, if we are at the division or school level, how do you gain access to shared slides from other reporting departments, like other departments?
So if you, if somebody wants to share their slides, they can. We go to the library. Sorry, there we go. And I'm going to go to my demo folder, basic demo. And they would have to go to that folder and then click share. And then that would make it available to all the other networks.
Okay. Very
Once
good.
this loads. There we go. You would choose, you can just say globally and make it available. If you want it just to be read only, you just can choose that. So they can't add slides to it. They can only just read your slides. There's another way we can do it if they create a layout and want to share that, and we'll discuss that in the Appspace for Designers class.
All right, fantastic. So I don't have any more questions just yet, so I'll just make this the last call for questions. If anybody does have one, feel free to send it in right now. And again, just like Ian said, if you do have any questions after this event, feel free to give the help desk a call at 214-768-4357 or send them an email at help@smu.edu, and they will be more than happy to direct your question along or go ahead and answer it for you right then and there. We are recording this particular event, so if you would like to watch this webinar again, it should be available on our website, smu.edu/IT training, within the next day or two. So thank you very much. I'm not seeing any questions right now, so if you do have any questions, feel free to let us know later on down the line. And thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, everyone.